How many times a day do you use social media? The answer may be multiple times a day. Personally, I tend to use social media every time I get a break throughout my day. All types of communication are very important to succeed in life, but social media significantly affects all types of communication and how young people are learning how to communicate today. Social media affects certain communication styles, specifically interpersonal communication, nonverbal communication, and written communication. Interpersonal communication is an important skill for people to learn today, and social media has a huge effect on that, which can be further explained. People today lack face-to-face communication because of social media, and that can affect their interpersonal communication skills. An article from Social Media and Interpersonal Skills states that people are actually more social and more interactive through social media, but the style of communication has changed throughout the years. The use of social media can be easier for people to be in constant communication, but that does not mean that they can still easily talk to someone in person. The only way to get comfortable with interpersonal communication is to do it more often, but social media makes it to where people can stay in their comfort zone and not have to talk to people in person. But the ability to talk face-to-face is something important to learn and can help for the future. The second form of communication that social media affects is nonverbal communication. Without various types of face-to-face conversation that someone can affect your nonverbal communication because you won't know how to react with your body language to someone else. Always having conversations through social media, it can be hard to understand nonverbal cues whenever you move into a face-to-face conversation. An article named Impact on Social Media Use on Social Skills states that understanding nonverbal cues is crucial in social situations because people need to be able to modify their behavior when reacting to other people. It is important to understand nonverbal actions so you can react accordingly to make a situation less uncomfortable. The third form of communication that social media affects is written communication. Social media has a huge effect on written communication because on social media people do not write in the proper form. They can say what they want and they can write it however they want. The Social Media Today website states that people are using more slang and more abbreviations on social media, so when that transfers over to written communication, that's not always okay in a school setting or a business type setting. This can affect your future when you start writing for a grade or your boss or supervisor. Written communication is also something that job recruiters and companies are starting to look for. As you can tell, communication is huge in everyone's everyday life, and social media is changing the norms of communication. As I said before, social media has a huge impact on interpersonal communication, nonverbal communication, and written communication. Since social media retracts people from having those face-to-face conversations, people can lose those interpersonal skills. Nonverbal communication is just as important as verbal communication and can be lost when using social media. People engaged in social media tend to use more slang and abbreviations, which can affect them when they start writing things. And although social media is very popular today, it is important for people to know that communication is still as important to get them through life.